Hello and welcome to a new video. Today it is time for a tag, and what better tag to do than the Halloween book tag. Halloween, as you know if you know me, is one of my favourite times of the year, so of course I wanted to find a Halloween book tag. Now, I did actually find this on Brittany the Bibliophile's YouTube channel from like 3 years ago. I will leave her video linked below. However, this was originally created by Naomi the Book Lover on YouTube. However, I believe they don't have their channel anymore because the link doesn't work. But that is who it was originally created by, and that is who I found this video on. So I will say there is an additional question that I will not be answering because it is completely targeted at a certain book series, which I don't talk about anymore on my channel. So let's just get stuck in because I'm really excited for some of the questions on this. So the first one is carving pumpkins. What book would you carve up and light on fire? Now, I don't agree with burning books. However, there is two books that I have for this. One is more recent than the other. So the first one, the more recent one, is Last Sacrifice by Rochelle Mead. This is the 6th and final book in the Vampire Academy series. And if you watched my videos earlier on in this year, you'll know I was taking part in Liv's VA along, where we read one book a month, and I was absolutely loving this series. This series was everything, and then it got to the final book, and there was a particular trope in it which I absolutely hate, and it wasn't done in a way that I could get past it, and I rage read the rest of the book, and even though the ending I think was pretty good, that one thing ruined the entire series for me, and I absolutely hate that last book. So yeah, that one. And then the other one is a little bit, it's been in my life a little bit longer, and that is Allegiant by Veronica Roth. This is the 3rd and final book in the Divergent series, which again was a series I absolutely adored. The first book, adored the second book, and then the third book was going so well, and then something happens around about the halfway-ish mark. I think it's been a while since I read it because I hate that they did this, that the author decided to do this one thing in particular, and it just ruined the entire series for me. And it was a different thing to the Rochelle Mead series, completely different thing, but it was completely uncalled for. I hate books that do this, so I was like, yeah, I'm done, bye-bye. So yeah. The next one is trick or treat. Now, the actual question is what character is a treat and what character is a trick? Now, I've actually read this wrong. So for the first one, for trick, it is, I've answered this properly. This is why I shouldn't be distracted when I'm like planning videos. So the first one is Gaston from The Beast by Katie Robert, and it's a trick because she's tricked me into falling for Gaeton, who is essentially Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Like, I never thought I would love that man, but in this series, that man is just perfection. I think he might be my favourite character in the entire series. So yeah, she tricked me. And then I'm just, for treat, do you know, I'm going to tell you what I did do. I read it as what book. So if I'm going to go with book, I will answer properly after. But for book, I was going to choose Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow, because this was a treat, because I was not expecting to love it, and it treated me by being amazing, and I fell in love with it. So that was my wrong answer. For character, I think I'm going to go for Liam Hardin from Under One Roof by Ali Hazelwood. Are we shocked? No. He is adorable. He is a treat. He is a tall glass of water in the desert. He is beautiful. I love him. So yeah. Next up is Candy Corn. What book is always sweet? Oh, you're not going to be shocked at this at all. It's The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I have read this book 6 times now since November last year. I'll be reading it again next month because of course I will. This book is just adorable. Like, there are so many parts where I'm like, my cold, dead heart just like warms a little bit. Like, you know, at the end of The Grinch, when the Grinch's heart like grows 2 sizes. That's what this book does to me. I am not a romantic at all, yet this book makes me want to be, and I just love it so much. Next up, we have ghosts. What character would you love to visit you as a ghost? Now, my original answer for this would probably be a spoiler for the book because the character dies in the book. So I'm not going to give you that. I am going to give you a character that I don't want them to die, and it's the wrong sort of book for the character to die. But if they were a ghost, I would pick Alexander Woodrow from All the Feels by Olivia Dade. I absolutely love him, so I relate to him a lot as well. Like, he loves reading fanfic and he has no shame in reading fanfic, and he has no shame in writing smutty fanfic. He's very open about it, and I absolutely adore it. And I would love to just sit there and have a conversation with him about all of our favourite fandoms, our favourite ships, our favourite tropes, what one of our favourite fics has each trope. And I would just absolutely adore sitting with him and just talking about fan fiction, because it would be amazing. Next up is dressing up in costume. What character would you want to be for a day? I am gonna say 2 characters. One of them I have actually dressed up as for Comic-Cons before, and that is Clary from Shadowhunters. Obviously mostly from Mortal Instruments, but she does pop up in other books. So I have cosplayed her. I'm gonna just put a picture here if I can find it. It wasn't a very good cosplay because my hair extensions weren't working. They were not going to plan, but we did the runes and everything, and my friend Tessa was Emma Carstairs, and it was just a fun time. So there's Clary. I was Clary for a day, but I think if I could actually just be the character, I would choose Tessa for multiple reasons, mostly because those dresses, I wouldn't want to live in a time where like corset dresses were a thing, but I would like to do it for a day because they're pretty, but also because Jem Carstairs. I would love to be in Jem Carstairs' life, even if it could only be for a day. So yeah, Tessa Gray. And then the final one is Blood and Gore. What book was so creepy that you had to take a break from it for a while? Now, this is kind of cheating a bit because I don't read a lot of horror and gory things. So I don't really have the opportunity to have to take breaks. However, the book I have picked for this, I did a buddy read, and it is Near the Bone by Christina Henry. Now, we buddy read this, so we had a set amount of pages each day, so we had to take breaks. But I'm going to be completely honest, if I wasn't reading this on a buddy read, I do think I would have had to take breaks because this was a lot. It wasn't even the most gory thing it could be. For me, it was a bit more than I'm used to, but for people who are used to reading horror, this would have been nothing. But it was just so intense at parts that I was like, I need a break. So I am going to say this one. This is a really good book though, and it is not completely what you're expecting. I would say look up trigger warnings beforehand, because there is a like a whole thing about like domestic abuse, and it was hard reading it, like really hard. So definitely check out trigger warnings. There are a few others as well, but that's the main one that I took away from it. So yeah, but definitely there are more. So please, if you want to read this, please look up the trigger warnings first, because yeah, it's intense. But yeah, like I said, it's more intense than what I'm used to. So like having those breaks each day was very much needed for me. But I absolutely loved this book as a whole, and I will definitely reread it. And I think rereading it will be easier because I'll know what's coming. Okay, so they were all the questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what your answers to some of these would be. I am going to tag Ashley, Lisa, and Chloe. They don't have to do it. I mean, I know for a fact at least one of them is filming the same day I am. So yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.